Africa news, starting with Mali. There are protests in Mali in support of the military junta's government rule. This comes after ECOWAS, the West African community, sanctioned on the country of Mali, saying that they have failed to hold on to the end of their bargain, which they said that they will release power in 2022 when there will be held elections in that country. Now the military junta turned back and said that they will rule that country for 5 years, and after 5 years they will now allow to be general elections in Mali. Now France, European Union and the United States have imposed sanctions on the country, which has been supported by the ECOWAS. Now the military junta have retaliated and said that these sanctions are extreme and inhumane. They have advised the Mali citizens to protest against such sanctions and say that they must protect their country from terrorists who come from Europe and other nations which are not Africans. Saying that the military junta has joined in protesting, saying that the whole Africa has its eyes on Mali, and Mali is redefining the happenings on the continent because they are getting rid of their colonial masters for good, and they don't want them to come back in their country anymore to manipulate what has been happening in the region and in the country of Mali. Armed forces in the Democratic Republic of Congo, they have launched a series of attacks on terrorist groups which were hiding in the Virunga National Park in the east of the country. These attacks come about with a joint operation between the Ugandan forces and the Democratic Republic forces, which they are saying that terrorist insurgents will not be tolerated in the region, and they will not stop until they curb insurgents of terrorism in the country and in the region and in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Still continuing with the Democratic Republic of Congo, the residents in Goma are complaining that they are facing a water shortage. It has been almost a week they have no running water coming out of their taps. Residents have been queuing in long queues waiting for long hours in order that they can be able to have some water. But that's not the case. Water hasn't been coming. They are saying that some pipes have busted and there are some blockages in some pipes. Residents are very concerned, saying this shortage of water might cause a disease outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And they are concerned, saying that they are having to face a lot of challenges, including the coronavirus, and yet there is also now a new challenge that they need to face: running water. Now, thousands of residents are going to the lake in order for them to go and get water for consumption. Now, experts are saying that that water is not good for human consumption. Authorities in Burkina Faso have arrested about 15 people who were attempting to have a coup in the country. And this includes a senior army officer and other soldiers. It was reported that one of the soldiers who was approached to be part of the plot is the one who tipped off the government. This was announced by the Minister of Defense. The soldier said he has seen the happenings in countries which operates in military coups, and he says he doesn't want his country to be part of it, and he himself didn't want to be part of it. So he thought it wise to accept their invitation and went straight and approached the authorities and reported on the matter. As we say now, 15 people are in custody and others are being questioned of the plot they wanted to overthrow the government and replace it with the military rule. Sudan police have announced that one of the police generals have been killed while he was protecting the protesters in the country or in the region where the protest broke out, where the protesters were protesting against the coup. This comes days after the UN-sponsored dialogue. The protesters are saying that this UN dialogue still does not legitimize the rule of this government which went in power by a military coup. And they don't want a government in place which was put in power by a coup. They want a democratic election and they have to choose their own leaders. At least 3 people have died in Nigeria in Delta State. This happened after a church collapsed and there were people inside. It has been reported that 2 children have died and 1 adult, and 18 other people are injured. It has been reported by Nigerian researchers that since 2005 in Lagos alone, almost 215 buildings have collapsed in a city which is populated over 20 million people. Senegal bans the use of motorbikes as a means of transport in the city. The governor says that these motorbikes are causing a lot of noise and congestion, causing confusion in the city. Now the residents have retaliated and says if you take out this motorbike as a means of taxes, how are they going to feed their families and are they going to survive? It has faced a lot of backlash, but the mayor has still stamped his foot down and says he's not going to change his mind. He has banned it and is not going to go backwards. He says only normal taxis as motor vehicles or automobiles will be allowed to be used as transport or taxis in the city in Senegal. The Southern African leaders, SADC, they met this Tuesday in Malawi to discuss how they have overcome the military insurgents, the military terrorist insurgents in Mozambique, in a region where they have discovered there is a lot of gas which can even empower half of Africa. They met and discussed how they have to maintain peace and order in the region. They are saying they need to send more troops in that region so that these terrorist groups will not have another chance at having a go to terrorize people in that region and cause war and confusion. They may hold on to the gas which has been discovered instead of benefiting the citizens and the locals in the region. It must not go to terrorists and terrorism, which is being sponsored by the West. Now the SADC have come out and commended themselves, giving thanks to each other, saying they need to do more of collaborating and working together when it comes to helping Southern African countries. This is a Saturday News with Joseph SAKALA. Thank you for watching and please be kind to subscribe to the channel. See you next time.